Hello and welcome to another episode of The Average EV. Today we're going on another Boomerang challenge. That's right, we are traveling 691 miles from here to Raleigh, North Carolina and back. Let's see how fast the ID.4 can do it. Alright everybody, so here we are at Electrify America, Owings Mills. This is where I start all the Boomerang challenges. We are charging up to 100% and I'm going to try and make it all the way to Emporia, Virginia on 100% charge, and then from there we're going to charger hop all the way to Raleigh and back. And I think that we can do it in about 11 hours, 10 minutes. Now, the last vehicle I took on the Boomerang challenge was the Kona Electric, my other car, which I love. And I was able to do that in 13 hours and 40 minutes about. But I think that the ID.4 with the faster charging, a little bit bigger range, is gonna be able to take care of it in 11, 10 or so hours. Maybe I'm wrong, but we'll find out. If I'm wrong, I'll probably make fun of myself right here. If not, this is just gonna be blank and I'm gonna sound kind of silly. So let's get into kind of the parameters for the trip. So last time I tried to make it scientific and that didn't work out. So I want this to be as kind of real world as possible. So who knows what's gonna happen, what traffic we're gonna run into, who knows. So parameters, we have to stay on I-95 as long as possible. There's obviously going to be a point where I have to turn to go towards Raleigh and then come back. When I come through DC, there are 3 ways to get through DC, so just whichever one happens to be fastest is okay, depending upon traffic conditions. Getting there, obviously it's going to be pretty quick because there's not going to be a lot of traffic right now. And then aside from that, just make sure following the speed limit and going with the flow of traffic the whole time. I'm actually going to start the first leg without climate control, and then I'll probably turn it on later after the first charge. So that's kind of what we're doing. I'm super excited about it. Hope you all will join me for this journey, and let's get into it. All right, everybody, we are wrapping up the charge here, about to hit 100%. Pull and get on our way. Right now, a better route planner is telling me that I cannot make it to Emporia, Virginia without a 7-minute charge. I'm gonna see about that. We're gonna run with no climate and see if we can't make that whole stretch. I think we can, but you know, we'll see. I remember when I did this trip in the Kona, it was the same deal, but I ended up being right. We were able to make it, but I'm not gonna take any risks if I don't have to, but I think we can make it. All right, let's get in the car, let's get on the road and see how quick the ID.4 can do the Boomerang challenge. All right, everybody, we're in the car, 100%. I'm gonna reset all of the trips. The car says we have 332 miles. I don't know if that's true, but I think we're gonna be able to make it to Emporia. The current temperature is 43 degrees. We're heading out at right at 12, and let's see how fast we can do this. Here we go. Okay, everybody, we're on 95. Right now, a better route planner is saying that I'm not gonna make it to Emporia, but I've got some other thoughts. I'm gonna see if we can do it, but I'm not gonna put myself in a bad position. So we'll see. Because if we have to stop, we only have to stop for about 7 minutes to charge up, which I'm okay to give up 7 minutes in lieu of, you know, potentially accidentally running out of battery and being stuck. So, but if I can make it, I'm gonna try and stretch it to Emporia. I think we can do it. If the Kona did it, the ID.4 can do it, but I don't know. We'll see. We are going into a really strong headwind the whole way down, which is not ideal, but I don't know. All right, I will catch up with you all in a little bit, and we'll see what decision I end up making ultimately. All right, everybody, good news. A better route planner has changed its mind and now thinks we can make it all the way to Emporia, arriving with 2% state of charge, which is ideal, which means I'll pull the max speeds and be able to kind of max out this Boomerang challenge, which is the whole goal, is to do this as quick as I can within the parameter set. So let's see if we can do this. I think we can, and I think it's gonna be a good trip. I got a good feeling, everybody, good feeling. Hello everyone, we are on our final descent into Emporia. As you heard last, we ended up having plenty of charge. We really have more than enough charge now. It says we're gonna ride with 11% state of charge, which is incredible, especially since initially I didn't even think we could make it. So that's gonna be good. When we get there, we don't really need to charge that much. I'm basically gonna charge enough to get to Raleigh, which should not be too much. Then when we get to Raleigh, we'll charge up a little bit there, just enough to get back to Rocky Mount. And then at Rocky Mount, I'm gonna let it charge until it starts to taper, and then we'll kind of see how far we can make it, and we'll plot the rest of the course from there. I did, ahead of this trip, plan out a few charging locations I'd like to stop by, but we'll kind of see what works out, and that's where we are right now. So let's get back to the road. We'll be there in about a half hour, and then on to Raleigh. All right, everybody, we have made it to Emporia, 219 miles, 3.5 hours on the nose, 3.2 miles per kilowatt hour. That efficiency really went down because of the headwind, and also because I turned on climate, because I had more than enough battery to get here. So I thought, well, I might as well use it. Again, we're at 9%. And there are all of our stats. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead, plug in, see what speeds we get, and then we're gonna charge up to about 54%, and then get on our way to Raleigh. All right, everybody, we are charging 181 kilowatts, looking awesome. 16% state of charge right now, looking to go to about 50 to 55% state of charge, and then get on our way. And again, this is a 350 kilowatt charger, and in case you're interested, my OBD is telling me we are requesting 500 amps, and we are receiving just under 500 amps. So it looks pretty good to me. The battery's nice and toasty, and we're gonna get a nice solid charge here, pull, and then head on to Raleigh. Here we go. Everybody, we're charged up to 57%. It is predicting 137 miles. It's only like 100 or so miles to get there. Here we go. All right, everybody, so that was a great charging session, peaked at 182 kilowatts. Now I'm on my way. I did charge up to 57% instead of 54, just to have a little bit of a buffer. It's always nice to have a little comfort, and it didn't cost me that much time, so I'm okay to have a little buffer, and I can spend that energy later. So here we are, going to Raleigh, charge up really just for a little bit of time there, and then head on back. All right, we are at the turnaround point. We have arrived in Raleigh, North Carolina. About to pull into the Electrify America station. Oh, that doesn't look good. Some caution tape, some cones. We'll check that out when we get there. All right, we have arrived in Raleigh. Here are the stats: 327 miles total, 63 mile per hour average, 5 hours, 17 minutes, and 3.1 miles per kilowatt hour consumption, 7%, 20 miles remaining, 52 degrees Fahrenheit, and we're at the halfway point at 541. All right, let's get out and charge. All right, we are charging up here, 85 kilowatts, not great, 8%. This is a 150 kilowatt unit. Looks like some old BTC units. Not great. I want to check the OBD, see what's going on. The car is requesting 500 amps, and it's giving it 244. Not good. So I think we got some failed power modules here. It's an older unit, kind of makes sense, but they should be keeping them up so issues like this don't arise. All right, we've got enough charge here. I'm gonna unplug. We're gonna head out and get on our way to Rocky Mount. All right, we're all charged up. Trip is all reset. Here's our full trip time. About to pull out. 30% charge is all we needed. 78 miles, 62 degrees apparently. So Getting a little bit warmer down here, and off we go to Rocky Mount. We have made it to the Rocky Mount Electrify America station. 53 miles, nice short stretch. 3.3 miles per kilowatt hour consumption, a little bit better than the last leg, only 51 minutes at 8%, 51 degrees outside, and a time of 6:48. All right, I'm gonna go ahead, get plugged in, see what speeds we're getting. All right, we're all plugged in. 177 kilowatts, looking good. Asking for 500 amps, it's giving me 500 amps. So, looks like we're having a nice charge session here, charging up about 54%. And then we're moving on to the next stop. I'm not sure, but I think we're just gonna try and make it all the way to Richmond. All right, everybody, so here's my plan. Again, I use a better route planner, which I like a lot. But we're gonna go to Richmond. Sorry if that's a little bit blurry. But go to Richmond, get there, be able to pull higher speeds. And then once I get there, I'll determine the next stop. Kind of what I was thinking before the trip. Here, let me pull up the actual plan I had set. Was to go from here to Richmond, and then from Richmond only go about 60 miles to Stafford, Virginia, because I like that charger. But if I did another charge like this, you know, 15 minutes, I can make it to the next charger, which would be in Beltsville, and that'd be my last charge. So I'm gonna see what the drive tells me, what it calls to me to do. I kind of like stopping at chargers, but if I don't need to, I don't need to, but we'll see. Maybe we'll stop in Stafford. We'll stop in Stafford because that's what I did last time. We'll just do a quick charge in Richmond, quick charge in Stafford, quick charge in Beltsville, and then we'll be at the end of this Boomerang challenge. All right, we are all charged up. I'm resetting the sense start. Again, long term there we are, 6 hours in, over halfway. That'll reset. Okay. All right, we're at 57%, 143 projected miles, and we're heading to Richmond. Off we go. So we're heading into Richmond right now. Gonna go to the charging stop. So my decision is I am gonna charge a little bit deeper, skip the Stafford, go to Beltsville, charge up, and then head to the end destination for the Boomerang challenge. This decision was solely made because I need to use the restroom, and if I only charge enough to get to Stafford,
vehicle on shoulder ahead.
Sorry about that. If I charge up only enough to get to Stafford, I won't have enough time to use the restroom probably, because this does charge pretty fast, in my opinion, for this kind of style where you're doing the charger hopping. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna pop into Richmond, do like a 20-minute charge or so, 22-minute, we'll see, and then head on to Beltsville, charge up there, and then we're done. All right, here we go, on to Richmond. Yay. Okay, so we have made it to Richmond. Here are our stats: 127 miles, 63 miles per hour, 2 hours driving time, 3.4 miles per kilowatt hour. I had to run into the bathroom, but it was 6% state of charge. Now we're charging there. There's actually an issue with this charger, so I'm going to switch and see if I can get some faster charging speeds. And if any of you have been following me, you'll know I've been going on and on about this. 500 amps, but it's only delivering 292. My battery's perfectly warm, so there is clearly some kind of issue with the power module, and it's not delivering full power, which is super annoying. All right, so I'm charging here, 117 kilowatts, still not the full amperage, but it's better than nothing. I moved charger stalls. Probably the amount of time it took me to move stalls, it probably wasn't worth it, but if I had found one that was working, it would have been worth it. Oh well. So charging up here, only need to get to like 54% or so, and then we can get to Beltsville, final charge, and then get on home. All right, everybody, so this station's a total mess. I may take a deduction. I don't usually do a deduction, but I might do a 10-minute deduction because I've been trying to find a reasonable charger here and none of them are working. But that might happen on the road, so I might leave it in. We'll see how things play out later if my car can figure it out. But all maximum power reduced. This one was, I don't think this one's showing up in the app. This one's putting out 45 kilowatts, and the rest of them are putting out limited amperage. The only one that's kind of working decently well is the CHAdeMO unit, but at this point I've just given up. So this is a really frustrating stop. I've been here before and had a great charge, but it's clear that Electrify America is not taking care of these chargers, and this is what happened. They don't work properly, and it affects drivers. I can't wait till the summer when everybody's road tripping and none of them work at all. So we're back on the road. I really hate to be a Debbie Downer, and I traditionally actually have had pretty good experiences in Electrify America. That's the biggest disaster I've ever seen. Every charger but one had an issue, and it's not acceptable. And people roll up to chargers and they don't realize there's an issue, and then they put in plug share, it's okay, and it really isn't okay. Like, that charger, that site needs to be fixed, and it had like an 8 on plug share, and when I put it in, it took it down to a 7 or something like that. So everyone, if you get to a site and you know your car is supposed to be pulling 135, 150, whatever, and you're getting less than that, especially when you would expect to get that speed, something's wrong with the charger. And I've just been reporting them as broken, because in my opinion that's broken. I bought this car because it can charge on a 350 up to 190 something, and a 150 150, and if I'm getting 100, I'm not getting what I paid for because of the charger, not because of my car. So again, if you run into that situation, please report that so that Electrify America can get those fixed, because this summer, like I said, it's going to be a total mess. People are going to be taking way longer to charge. There's going to be lines. It's going to be a total disaster. But anyways, I did decide I am going to deduct 10 minutes because of that fiasco. That if I had just stayed on a charger instead of trying to try all the chargers, I would have saved 10 minutes. And I was doing that more to see if there was a true major issue at that site, which there was. So, all right, we're back on the road. Next stop is Beltsville. Hopefully all positive from here, and see how we do as far as this Boomerang challenge is concerned. All right, everybody, we've made it to Beltsville. 118-mile trip there. Hour 51 minutes, 3.8 mile per kilowatt hour consumption. Pretty good. All right, 15% left. Gonna plug in. Not too long of a charge, and then finally head to the final stop. Station here, 143 kilowatts. It peaked up at like 185, 186. Nice to see Signet units that actually work. Wow. And this is a 350 kilowatt unit, obviously, so that's why I'm getting such great speed. So I'm gonna pull soon and then get going and call it a day. All right, everybody, we have made it home. Never thought this would happen, but here we are. And the final time is 12:43. That's right, 12:43. I will do all the calculations and let you all know in a second. All right, everybody, here was the final leg of the trip. 40 miles, 52 mile per hour average, 47 minutes, and 3.4 miles per kilowatt hour consumption. The full trip numbers, 667 miles. So probably coming through DC a different way. We shaved off a bunch of miles, which is okay. It's within the rules of the test. 11 hours of driving, 61 mile per hour speed average, and a 3.3 mile per kilowatt hour consumption. We ended, if you care, we ended with 35% and 98 miles of range left. It's 59 degrees, just turned 60. Really a fun trip, tiring trip, but really interesting. Definitely beat the Kona by a lot. I think almost by an hour. Give me a second here. I'm gonna calculate the numbers, then I'll let you know. So I have the final numbers. So we left at 12:12. We got back at 12:43, which was a total trip of 12 hours and 31 minutes. But there was the 10-minute deduction because of the fiasco in, I've forgotten where it is now. in Richmond, that's right, in Richmond. So that gives a total time of 12:21, which beats the Kona by an hour and 18 minutes, which is huge. And about an hour and 20 is how much time it took to charge the ID.4 on this trip. So yeah, great trip. Like I just said, about an hour and 20 of charging. The rest was all spent driving. And this was another successful Boomerang challenge. Now you know you can drive over 600 miles, nearly 700 miles, with only an hour and 20 minutes of charging, which isn't too bad. And honestly, I felt very rushed every time I had to get out of the car to charge. Like I didn't have enough time to use the restroom or grab food or anything like that. Obviously I was a little bit more fast paced with this than the average person would be, but I just wanted to show that yes, you can do cover great distances, pretty quick if you want to. So again, thank you for watching. Leave your thoughts and comments down below. Tell me what cars you'd love me to do a Boomerang test on in the future. I don't have a lot of control with that, but if you say one that I might be able to snag and do something with, I will certainly do that for you all. Again, thanks for watching. All the data is going to be thrown in some graphics and stuff throughout the video, so you all can enjoy that. And as always, please remember to like and subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I will catch you all next time.